I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to speak on Tamar, Judah, and social intelligence. Judah is a descendant of Jacob, and it was in the mind of God to bring out Jesus Christ through him, his lineage, just like Elimelech and Ruth. Judah went to Canaan to live. Contrary to God's instruction, he married a Canaanite. Also remember, Elimelech went to Moab and his children married Moabitesses. So there is the tendency for people's destiny, people's future, God's intention in people to want to rebel, for people to take contrary actions outside God's will. And the resultant effect was that he married a Canaanite woman, made the children to marry Canaanite women. The first one, died, was wicked in the sight of God. The one called Onan, from where the word Onanism comes from, or coitus interruptus. Coitus interruptus, when a man has sexual intercourse with a female and does not want to impregnate the female, there was the tendency in those days to ejaculate outside. And God wanted Onan to produce children for his late brother That act was wicked in the sight of God, and God killed Onan. And here was Tamar, left alone, without a husband, but there was a third child called Sheila. And Judah said that Tamar should go home in his father's house and live as a widow, and when Sheila is due at maturity, that Tamar will marry Sheila. But these people from the lineage of Abraham, Lot, the in-law, they have this shifting tendency, craftiness. And Judah decided to go and hide Sheila so that the head, let me use the Nigerian mentality, the killing anointing of Tamar will not kill Sheila. Wrong accusation. When a woman is not getting pregnant, it is she that goes for test. Nobody goes to test the man for low sperm count. And the tendency is that the man is the one that will have low sperm count. And so women have been oppressed and treated casually and carelessly for generations. Now, Judah's wife died and he became a widower. Technically, Judah was free, Tamar was free. But Judah, out of sexual starvation and his Adulite friend, decided to go and sleep with a prostitute. Tamar heard, remember I talked about processing information, that Judah was going to shear his sheep, and so she acted. She dressed as a shrine prostitute, stayed in a junction called Twin Springs, and then Judah came and slept with her. And the ladybird was very wise. When you are dealing with a crafty person, be very careful. Abraham bought land. It was deeded unto him. He had an agreement. Jeremiah was going into captivity. He bought land. He took an agreement. Don't be a careless Christian. Don't be a Christian that trusts very easily. Don't be the one that is cheated most times. Don't be the one that does not take records of your transactions with people. And so she said, if you will sleep with me, what will you give to me? The man said, I will give a goat. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for her, there was no goat available. The woman said, give me a surety, give me an assurance. He gave his walking stick, he gave his string, then he gave his signet, what he uses to sign documents. In those days, you rolled it over wet clay, and then your signature is on it. And so he took that. And after 3 months, after sleeping with the lady, imagine, he slept with the daughter-in-law without knowing it was the daughter-in-law. I said sometime that you can relate with people. They don't even care about you. They don't know about you. Boaz knew that Ruth was a stranger. He could identify. Most people you relate to, they don't care about you. And so he didn't know that the woman was the daughter-in-law. But how did the woman repackage herself, readjust herself so that the father-in-law did not know? That is social intelligence, that's wisdom, that's packaging, that's rebranding. And 3 months later, she was pregnant, and the father-in-law said that they should burn her to death. But the woman just brought the things out. He said, the man who owns these things is the person who impregnated me. Judah saw that it was his walking stick, and he had gone for cheap sex, but very expensive consequences. What was the result? The woman delivered twins. Out of the twins, Perez came out. Out of Perez, David came out. Out of David, Jesus Christ came out. You see, life is a very complex issue. The best might not come from the best of sources. The best might not come from the best of marriages. No matter the kind of marriage, no matter what has happened, the best can still come out of it. But the truth of the matter, Tamar was a wise woman. She made sure she had an evidence to defend herself. When the goalposts keep changing, change your way of scoring. Change your way of play. When the music changes, change your dance. The church must not be the foolish one. Fulani headsmen are killing us. Don't pray. Israel does not pray to stay alive in the Middle East. Use your head. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you.